Okay, guys, can you please mute yourselves, please? Ravi, can you mute them, please? Yes, yeah. Ravi, are you the host now? There is a host. May I know who's this? Who's the host? Okay, can the host speak up, please?
Can you please make me?
You are the host already, Zabi. Are you the host?
Host, not able to.
Okay, this is.
कौन सा लिंक था ये? MM2 से किया है। इसमें तस्वीर वगैरह कुछ नहीं आ रही। ये कुछ कर रहा है।
Zabi, brother Zabi, is he going to start?
ये YouTube के थ्रू गए या Zoom के थ्रू गए? ये फिर हम रिकॉर्डिंग कैसे देखेंगे इसकी?
तो वो अपलोड जहाँ भी करेंगे तो बताएंगे।
ये तो अभी हमने तुम्हें दिखाया था ना, उसपे ऑलरेडी आई हुई थी अपना।
तो अब वो डालेंगे तो आएगा, मतलब मुझे वो चीज डालेंगे तो आएगा।
तो अभी तुम इसमें Zoom में कैसे गए लाइव?
लिंक क्लिक किया, बस साइन अप करा है Zoom के लिए। लिंक दबाएंगे, अब जो Zoom वाले था तो ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएंगे।
उसके अंदर एक जगह लिखा था स्कैन से लिखा है साइन इन। साइन इन दबाने के बाद आगे चला ही नहीं फिर वो।
Brother, can you please mute your mic?
और इसमें हम अपने आप को म्यूट कैसे कर सकते हैं?
Guys, can you just mute? The host is having some problem, so please mute yourselves. Should be starting in 2 minutes, inshallah.
कहाँ से हाथ लगा के ऊपर स्क्रीन पे?
Zabi, are you the host now?
Give me a second. Amir bhai?
Yes, Zabi, yeah.
Yeah, still I'm not the host. I logged in using the username and password, still I'm not the host.
Okay, just change your name to Zabi. I will give you the host. 1 second.
Okay. Okay, I am the host now.
Okay, brilliant. Yes, Zabi. Okay, off you go. You can take it from here, and inshallah you can lead. We can start now, inshallah. It's 7:40 in India. So yes, Zabi, over to you.
Yeah. First of all, very sorry, guys. I had some internet issues over here. Let me quickly start the session. Myself, Syed Zabiullah. I'm the host for today's class. Our trainer is Brother Muhammad Akram. He's working in KSA and he has more than 10 years experience in SAP MM. So he will take the lead now. Brother Akram, over to you.
Yes. So guys, can you see my screen? Just inform me once my voice is clear and if you can see my screen.
Guys, raise your hand if all of you can see the screens.
Can you hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you screen my screen, Zabi? Is the screen available?
Yes, I can.
Yes, everyone, you can see my screen. Please confirm so that we're starting. My screen is available, right, Zabi?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and as Brother Zabi introduced, so my name is Muhammad Akram. I'm working in MNC for supply chain management, in which this basically the MM module SAP is used. So I have experience for past 10 years in this field. So here, as the purpose what it is stated, we want to equip the Ummah and we want to give them the basic training of MM so that it will be useful for them in the coming future and current jobs. Okay. So guys, let us make this training as conversational. So I don't want only the one who I will be speaking. So if you have any doubts, and you can ask me, stop me, ask me anytime. Whatever it is, we'll try to explain you and not at the same time.
Brother Akram, I think your voice is a little bit weak. Maybe if you can come close to the mic or something.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was telling is, as you all are aware, we want this training to be very fruitful and it should be conversational from the both sides. So let us make this like a fun session and let us also get ourselves educated on SAP. So let us start today as of an introduction. So what is SAP? So as you might be all aware that SAP is a software, it is an enterprise which is designed basically from end to end to fulfill all our business needs. So this is SAP application works within real-time data and it is configured based on the business targets and business requirements. So it is very easy if you use SAP as a software. Guys, can you mute? There is a... Zabi, can you please mute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brother. Yes.
Yes. So the purpose of this training is basically that we will be able to get knowledge on the MM in the SAP. Like it is an short term of education or in training where we will be able to understand and we will be able to navigate through the screens from which we will understand how to create. Yes, okay. The voice was correct. So voice is clear now, right?
Yes, Brother Akram.
Yeah.
Your voice is clear.
Yes. Okay. Just please stop me when you have when there is some disturbance. Okay, so let us continue. So this tutorial adapts by step-by-step approach. So what we will get to know is we will understand by each screen how to deal with MM data, various transactional codes, and make good use of these features, and how we will also learn how this transaction is used and what is MM and what the contents are in this course. So audience is basically who has quite basic knowledge about the SAP, and if they have, or if you have used the SAP software, then it is very easy and it will be quite helpful for to understand. Even for the new beginners, we will make sure we will go from the starting of the training so that you will have a basic knowledge that what SAP MM is used for. Okay. These are the results. So TOC, as you can see, the table of contents, we will have an overview for SAP MM, what is the business process, features of SAP. Then we will move through the screen navigation, the main login screen of SAP, how the login is to be done, the standard icons which will be used, and the standard exit keys and entry keys, how to be used, or which T codes we can use for this. And the procurement process, basically this is the important part for the SAP MM, in which we will have the procurement process, which can be subdivided into two, which is basic procurement and special procurement. Later on, we'll move to the SAP MM organization structure, which has the IMG path, IMG, the MM configuration. MM is the material master. If you are all aware, SAP MM, the short form is the MM, and if you adopted this is material management. So then we will move on to enterprise structure. Yes. They go later on storage location, purchasing organizations, and purchasing group. Regarding the SAP MM detail, defining an organization structure. So we will also go through the creating company code, plant, storage location, and purchasing organization, and purchasing groups. So we have to go to deep dive. There are many topics to be covered. So we will stick to the basics so that all the trainees can understand and get the knowledge of this course, which is yet to be started. Then we will go to the MM master data of the material management, then purchasing info record. Then later we will go through source determination list. Source determination is nothing but the supplier list, and about the SAP MM procurement cycle. Also, we have in chapter 12 about the purchase requisition. So in the purchasing process, purchase requisition is the start, where we will have the data in purchase requisition, that how it should begin the process and what important data is in the purchase requisition, then which will later be converted to a purchase order. So we have for RFQ is request for quotation. If everyone knows, it is can be manual and it can be automatic RFQ. Then later it's outline agreement, the contract, the agreements which can be created in MM, then quota arrangement. Okay, then later we will go through posting period for the financial year. Yes. Okay, so then the chapter 17, we have purchase order types. What are the different types of purchased order which can be processed in the procurement cycle in the MM? Okay, it can be subcontracting, consignment, stock transfer, PO, and service. Okay, then in chapter 18, we will have inventory management system, in which we will learn about movement of the goods from one plant to another, from one storage location to another storage location. And we will also learn about the goods receipt. Goods receipt is the thing which is done in warehouse part after you send a PO to the supplier. So once the supplier accepts the PO, he sends you the order confirmation. And once the goods are received in the warehouse, then the goods receipt is done. Also, we call it in the other terms as GRN, right? So then there will be a reservation, then goods issue. We'll go through it in this chapter. So after this, it is invoice verification, posting of the invoice, blocked invoice. This is nothing but where the supplier gets paid for the goods which is being supplied by him. Okay, then it is other types of purchase orders which we will cover, which is a service master record and service purchase order and service entry. Okay, then it will be evaluation of the configuration, so through an account determination. After that, it is configuration of the various fields. Fine. So this is quite the thing which we will cover today. And the chapter 24 will be the transaction code, the T codes, which you call as, in which we will execute this training. Okay, the last chapter will be the interview questions. So guys, okay. Is it clear? Anyone has doubts until now? And I am slow enough, you people can understand. Just make sure you stop me whenever you have any doubt regarding this. Okay, guys. Okay, SAP is a software. What we discussed before is a commercial software which is integrated with the system and is basically licensed, and each organization, companies buys this software to run the company for complete process. All the process are covered in this SAP software. It's basically a complete platform where all the business transactions, business requirements can be completed. Okay, now we will go through the features of MM. Basically, MM is dealing with the material management and inventory management, where we will deal with the management of material is, which example, a company which is making an car, so it needs materials which has to be bought to produce a car. So they need all type of the material which is being used in the car, the plastics, the metals, all which is requirement and which has to be procured from other suppliers to complete one single product. And this material management helps in SAP to make sure it is in a customized way, it is in a smooth way, and make sure it is as per the project, as per the requirement of each company. And inventory management, which will cover the inventory of a particular company. Like once the goods have been bought by the company, inventory management system makes sure those inventory which the company has are being utilized for each and every trade. Okay. Yes. So the material management process has ensured, like I told you, which ensures and which makes sure there is no shortage of materials, no surprises. And if this is maintained by a person, then what will happen? You know, people forget, people don't make sure, they don't keep the data on time, and things happen. So if it is by a system, then we can be sure of there is no shortage of any material and there are no surprises, and whatever the project's requirement is, it can be managed by the system. Follow-up can be done by a system that if there is something missing. And this inventory management and material management tools are very good for a company to maintain the complete time cycle, along with making the business smoothly, completely running easily, along with, you know, saving the money for the company with time and also cost efficiency for the company. So with this SAP MM, it is very versatile, and also it is like it is very user friendly and changes can be made as per the business requirements. So it is quite helpful for the company and for the users. Once we understand the SAP MM, it is very easy for maintaining the inventory. So in MM, we are going to cover the procurement process, which is also, yeah, hello, yes, I'm clear, right? Okay. So with procurement process, which we tell as P2P, from pay to the invoice, which is the complete process which we have to buy until we pay to supplier, procure to pay. So we also have in this master data can be subcategorized into material and vendor. Vendor, the other term is supplier. Vendor and supplier are the same thing. So vendor master is nothing but where the vendor's data is maintained. Okay. So for example, for one particular product which we buy, so maybe there are 2 or 3 suppliers, 2 or 3 vendors for which we need to maintain in SAP. So obviously, when you are working in the supply chain management as a buyer or the person or a procurement engineer, so whenever the PO is processed, the company will make sure you are buying for the company from the best source and for the best price with best quality. So this vendor master helps the buyer to make an selection for the product which he is going to buy or the purchase order to which he is going to process. It is make sure he is having a selection for subcategories of this supplier. So valuation of material is nothing but the value for the inventory for each particular inventory, what the buyer has the value for it. It will be determined in the system in the SAP. That complete value of all your inventory will be showed in a particular report, or we can see what is the value of the inventory which is withheld by the company. So we covered the inventory management, invoice verification, and MRP, material requirement planning, is the planning that how the tools has to be executed. So guys, any questions until now?
Guys, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. I can unmute you to ask your question.
Okay.
Anyone has any questions?
Okay, fine, Zabi, let's move on.
Yes, let's move on.
So let us take for the last 10-15 minutes, let us take the question and answers. And also,
Yes,
guys,
but
you can post it in the chat if you have anything. So if you're not able to ask it directly, we can just ping it in the chat, then we'll try to answer it. Okay. So is anyone aware or is anyone using SAP as of now from all participants? Is anyone have used before in MM module or have they used SAP before? All from the participants. Is anyone there who is used it before? Or you can just explain me what you understand from SAP MM module, material management module. So if guys, anyone knows anything, let us discuss before we start to the login screen and move on. If anyone knows what is MM or what is SAP or how it is used, or anyone, if you have used the software.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. This is Abdul Rahman.
Yes.
So I have been
Yes,
used as an end user when I was in Saudi in
Okay.
SD module, sales and distribution. So I was used as a end user and used to make quotations and sales. I used to make sales orders and this all things. So this only I have used, but not MM. I have used only HD.
Okay, good. We'll go through so that we understand more. Anyone, any brother, sister who is the participants? We have 60 of them. Come on, guys, let us start talking so that we will have this session as a fruit. It should be a two-way conversation. We want to make sure you're understanding the things what we are communicating with you. Right? Okay, let's move on. So the login screen. Okay, so this is basically the login screen in SAP, where you have user ID. You can see, right? There is a user here and there is a password. Okay, this screen is basically a software which is installed SAP. When you have it installed by your company, basically it should be installed by company in which you are working in. So this is a logon screen which you will have. So here, once you start the software, you will see that you will see this logon screen, and there is a user ID and password which will be given to you by your company or the organization which you are working for. So user is they will give each and every user, they will have a unique ID which has user ID. Okay, and this is a password. So in this user ID and password, you will have limited access only. For example, if you are working in MM module and you will have the authorization, or you can access certain T codes which are related to your profile or your job profile only. For example, you cannot access any codes which is related to finance when you are working for MM, right? So because there will be a conflict of interest, and that is why we will have only a specific user profiles which is linked to the user ID and the password which is be provided by your organization. So once you enter the username and password, then this is the next screen which will go through. And here we have, this is menu, the header bar, tools bar available. There is menu, there is edit, there's favorite, is extra, system and help. Okay, this is the main header of the field, and here you can see the command field. Command field is the field where you can enter the transaction code. Okay, I'll later explain you about this. The T code itself, each transaction code has a code assigned number to each of them. So once the T code is entered here in this field, so once you execute this one, okay, you can see the tick button, right? Once this is clicked, it will go through, or the transaction code will be executed, and you will go to the transaction directly. Okay, this is where this command field is used. Okay, here we have the save button. This is back, and this is all types of tools which are being used. Okay, so here, as I told you, this is the menu bar, and menu bar has top line which is in the dialog, and standard toolbars which has page up, page down, title bar, applications and command fields. Okay, so here you can see, right, this the red color, and this is the green. Actually this is white and black, so the colors are not visible. Here if you see this field, it is just a SAP exit keys. This is back, this is up, and this is exit, which will exit you from the menu. So here, okay, for example, if you want to work on multiple screens in the same session, you want to do 2 transaction codes, like you want to see what is the stock status for particular item. You can create a new. You can see this star, the dialog box with star, right? Once this is been clicked, then multiple screen will open in SAP. Okay, you can open the 2 screens, and you can work on multiple screens. This is called new session. Okay, and this is a shortcut for which this is there. Okay, here once you want to log off the software, or you can go out of the SAP once the job is done or finished, there is a system icon where you can click, and you can click on log off, so you will be out of the SAP software. And again, if you want to log in again, then you will go through the username and password. Again, you have to read the it, and then you can access the SAP. So that was the basic login process which I showed just now. So if anyone has any doubt on this, you can ask me, or we can move on. Here is the hands, and there is a view point out on. Okay.
Okay, I will unmute Brother Mateen. He has raised hand.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mateen. You have any question? Okay, we'll go to next guy with Brother Ikram. You have any question?
Yes, I think they have not unmuted themselves.
Yes, yes. Okay. Is there
Assalamu
anyone?
alaikum, Akram bhai.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yes.
Akram bhai, I have a question, small question. So the previous, just in 3-5 minutes back, you have discussed about P2P.
Yep.
So is there something like process called as O2C, like order to customer in here?
No. This is only P2P. This is MM. In MM, we have the contents only which is related to procurement, purchasing. If you can see my screen, this is related to purchase order, invoice, and pricing. I think the process which you discussed, it is in other module.
Yeah, okay. It's because I used as this one Oracle as an end user, so I just wanted to know about that. And another question I have is has we have like in Oracle, so it's an like a Gmail account. We need to just log in the account. So how about this one? Do we need to install the applications or something?
Yes. As I told you before, there is a application which has to be installed in your PC or in a laptop. It is SAP software basically. So once it is installed, you will get this screen, and it will get a log on like this. So it show you. Okay, this is the initial software. If you can see here, see, this is the logon screen.
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, yes, see, this is the software itself. So once you have installed, you will get this logo itself. So after, when you go through this, then you will have now access for this. So so this screen will be appeared. So basically it has to be installed in each and every computer which you will log in. So now SAP also has the software or technology like cloud basis. So it's HANA. Still, it is not fully implemented, but companies are doing it now.
Okay. That was my question. I got my answer. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Yes, Brother Adil, you have any question? Okay, we'll go to Brother Ayan. You have any question?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, Ayan. Yes, we can hear you.
Actually, this is Ayana. I am a female.
Oh, yes, Ayana.
And,
yes.
I want to know that my husband is doing SD in SAP.
Okay.
So we have servers. We already purchased demo servers. So do I need to purchase another server for MM, or I can work on the SD server?
I believe if you have a server already, it is just that this module has to be included there. Like you have to include the T codes only. Because server wise, we are not dealing server wise, we are dealing on a specific module under MM. So MM, if you have a server or software, you are able to access the SAP, right? You are able to log in the SAP, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yes. What T code or what authorization you have, we have to go through it.
My husband is working on SD, so he using like BO.
SD, okay, sales and distribution. So I believe you should not have access to MM, because it is conflict. If you have these both, you will not have. So we can take this training, or your husband also can attend it, so that it will be useful for him in the future. Okay.
He already doing the SD training.
Okay, then fine. Then even this is good. Both are good.
So I need to buy another server for practice.
Yeah, basically you need to get authorization for MM.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Sir, I do have a question, sir.
Yes, Adish. Yes, Adil. Yes, speak up, brother. Zubair, unmute him. He's muted.
Adil, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir, it's done.
Yeah.
Yes, tell me, Adil. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Regarding this MM module, sir, I need to buy this SAP, sir. Should I have to purchase it through authorized person, sir? How should I get this, sir, MM?
Yes. Obviously, you have to
because
go
I'm into
through
logistics,
authorized.
sir. Mostly they are asking for SAP, sir. Earlier I worked on Microsoft tool, 365, Microsoft 365, but now I've changed the company. They are asking my SAP MM module, sir. So how should I get this? I have no idea regarding this thing.
Okay, so you want to buy the software. I think software is very costly compared to when you buy it individually. It is not feasible to buy. But what I suggest is you take training on this MM, and if your organization or company in which you are working, they should have it installed on your PC. Like they should buy the license for you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they do have the license version, sir. Even the SAP officials.
So they are asking for you to get training.
No, they are asking me for a previous MM experience, sir. I'm trying to join somewhere else in the state, but luckily I found you on the WhatsApp. So in order to practice the MM module, I was looking after to buy this thing. Can I have it through cloud, sir?
No. It still, here, brother Humair is trying to get the server for us. So it will be a separate session. We will explain how, if you want to practice through the server, what will be the things to do, and it will be later shared in the group. Just stay in the group. We will update you on the
sure, sir.
live sessions, how to do it, and how to navigate on the live screen. Now we are going to the PDFs and screenshots. This information will be updated later. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
I can see Muhammad Khan has the right hand. Do you have any question?
Yes, sir. Actually, I am a beginner for that, and Mr. Akram is going very fast, so I didn't understand what is going on. And earlier, I didn't get any information for what kind of a software do I need to install on my PC or my laptop. So I the form he showed me earlier, like 2-3 minutes ago, and because I am watching you guys on my phone, so it is little fast, like for the beginner, which I am feeling, because some people, they are working in the MM or SD, so they know something about the
Brother Khan. Actually, that is why I asked in the starting if some brothers, if they have worked in this SAP previously, at least if they have a glance of it, or if they are working in or using SAP software, or if they have used it before, then it is quite easy to understand. Or else it will be quite speed up, or what you can say, it will be quite complicated. So what we will do is we will mark this question, and we will make sure we send you a data, or we will send you a reading material which you can read and go through, and understand more. Okay, and you can ask us the questions if you have any doubts. We will send you the material. Regarding your second part of the question for the software, as I told you, this software, it is enterprise or it is organization related, and your organization or company has to install it. But if you want a server, then you have to buy it. So it is other process. Other brothers will explain you about it.
No.
We will make
I'm
sure.
not about. I'm not asking about the about to buy that router or like the server. I'm asking about like for because I spoke earlier like through my friend to Humer, and like if they're how the people will practice for that. uh, Especially the people who is involved in this training like me or the other people. So the Humair and Mr. Munawar Alam spoke like they can provide like a server to the user like me and you, the other people. Like you are instructed, but we can like download that server. I don't know like how it works, because if you show only the form, then the form cannot be like you cannot practice for that. How we can practice for that?
Yes, practice. This male brother is working on it. So we will get back to you on this question. Okay.
Okay. So
In details, we will get back to you. Sure.
because I read like somebody is recording that the today recording, and they will distribute like on the WhatsApp. They will share on WhatsApp, and then we can review at least like because the class is only for Saturday and Sunday, so we have enough time during the week like to review everything again and again.
We have created YouTube live link. You can go anytime on the link and you can revise yourself about the today's class. And of course, yes, we will share the recording link with you for
Okay,
your
and
revision.
what about this stuff like which you spoke earlier, like you can send this the reading material to share
Yes,
us
we will share all the resources with you, with all the participants.
through the email or through the YouTube live channel?
No, through WhatsApp only we can share the resources, or if you want by email, share, you can message us your IDs. We can share through email as well.
Yeah, somebody was asking like 3 days ago, then I shared my Yahoo ID, and but I didn't get anything on
You
that.
are in the group, right? We will share it on the group. Okay.
On the group itself, we will share. We have already shared, but we will share again. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, Akram bhai. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one small question. So it's a last, I guess. So I just wanted to know. So in the company, in organization, they give like a sandbox who are working currently in any organization. So I'm not working in any of the organization. So how do I install the application in my PC? So if anyone can help me out with that.
Yes, brother Umer, he will help you. Sure, we will, because it is same link which brother Muhammad Khan also asked. He's working on a server basically, so he will get you to the process how it should be installed and what is the prerequisites, what needs to be done if you need it personally. Okay, it will be updated in the group later.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So okay, so let's if anyone else is not there, we can move on.
Yes, brother Akram, we will move on now.
Okay. So we have 10 more minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if everyone is aware, this is a basic procurement part where we will understand what is procurement process. Procurement process is nothing but procurement, or you can call it in the other words as buying process. Okay, so buying or procurement is nothing but where we acquire the goods or services in the right quantity at the right place and at the right time. So these three things which I explained to you earlier, whenever you are going to buy or working in an organization as a procurement engineer or buyer or an purchaser. So this will be your basic motto for working. Okay, you have to buy for your organization or your company. You have to buy the right quantity, the right quality, and the right price along with on the right time. So these three are the basic rules. However, this is critical to maintain in a right balance between quantity, price, and time. Considering the below points has to be considered when organization wants to keep the level of the inventory in minimum. Means, not like buying in the bulk quantity. For example, your requirement for each particular product is 10 piece, but if you are buying it in 15 or 20, then that is called an excess inventory. So obviously, when, for example, a particular item which has taken long lead times means that it is having a for example, if you want to procure or buy one item, it will take around 1 or 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 1 month for the production. So what you plan is it will be procured in advance. Like if you buy 20 pieces of a particular item which you need, so you will buy it 1 month before, so it will be 10 excess boards. So you have to make sure, or company has to make sure, that it has a requirement for that particular item in coming future or future project. Also, the price is associated with this. So if an inventory bought in excess, obviously it will add up the value for the company, and it is a risk of inventory in the company at the same time. So this can be dealt also. If there is low inventory, then obviously there will be a shortage in the production of the goods and the raw materials, and it will be a problem for production. So these are all things which has to be considered in procurement, and this is like the basic things which has to be understood. And for example, regarding the price for the product and services, often it is necessary to complete product availability. Okay, so we need to maintain the vendor relations with it, obviously, which from the buyer point of view, when you are going to procure or buy something for a company, your relationships should be good with the buyer. Okay. So we have some basic cycles or basic steps to be followed in the procurement life cycle. Basically, first it is Zabi, can you mute? I heard the disturbance. Okay, so now okay, so requirement and information gathering. Procurement process starts with gathering information. Obviously, you need to gather information. For example, you are working for a company which makes a car. Okay, so obviously you need information for what type of car is produced and what are you going to buy from the vendors. For example, to produce a car, you need iron and you need steel, you need plastic, you need leather, you need engine parts. Basically, car company is not producing all of them. It has to be, procured or bought from the other companies. RFQ or RFI, request for information, is gathering the information for a buyer that what he needs to procure from each and every vendor. You have to look out for the suppliers, what supplier is supplying what to the company and how it should be, what is the technical data required, what to buy, and what is necessary for which supplier, which type, which country, where it is available. There are too much requirements which you have to understand. Okay, so here obviously it will be supplier contact. You need to get in contact with supplier, get with them with good relations. Then you can ask, after submitting them the RFQs or request for information. Once you have information what you need to procure, So then you will move on to contact the supplier. You will give him the technical details with the supplier, and he will give you a quotation. Okay. So then it can be move on to the next product. So once supplier is known, once you get to know the supplier, the product, service, qualities, check necessities, everything, the basic things which we need to understand is the installation, warranty, maintenance. This is like warranty for the future of the product. Okay. So negotiation is nothing but what we do in our daily life. Okay. For example, when you go to the market or you go pass by a vendor, for example, if you buying apples, if you go buy from the street merchant apple, obviously when he tells you a price, he tells you, for example, 500 rupees per kg. So you'll ask him for a discount, right? So you'll ask him, no, give it to me for 400 or 450. So this is called the negotiation, or what you call in the other terms as bargain. This is used as a high term when you are under procurement or under this field. We call it as negotiation. Okay, so you have the product or you have in hand quantity, that how many quantity you will buy, or what is the yearly, like full year, for full year how many quantity you need. How, for example, let us take back again the example of the car. Okay, for 1 year or 1 month, the company Toyota, for example, they will produce 100 cars. So you will tell the supplier that we need, from a supplier which he is making for a car, for example, he's making the fasteners, the nut bolts are called fasteners. So we'll tell him we need around 100,000 or 1 lakh pieces from you. So he will tell per piece is around 10 rupees. So we will tell him, no, okay, we'll buy from you for a full month. Can we negotiate and come under a contract that you will give it us for 8 rupees per piece? So this is what is understood by negotiation, that you agree with the supplier for particular quantity, and it should be in an agreement that this price is agreed with material delivery date along these things. Okay. So here we are under negotiation and order fulfillment. We move on to this. Okay, order fulfillment, consumption, and contract renewal. We'll cover this in the next class. So the last topic, this is the active days. Okay, so I will just show you the flow chart, the flow of the under procurement. Okay, so basic procurement activities will be, determination. As I explained, what material or services you require. You need to understand what you need to buy for your company. Then comes the requisition. Requisition can be in electronic form. Also, it can be created in SAP. Okay, so it can be done by the purchasing department. The requisition can be created. Then it will be purchase order. When it will be processed through SAP, we will go through it. And then it will be GR, invoice received, and then it will be vendor verification and vendor payment. Okay, so this is the flow chart. So this is the things which we covered today, and let's continue for the next session. We will continue from the negotiation or order fulfillment. We'll start from here. Okay, for the questions, it is time up for today. For the questions, you can ping us in the group, or we answered whatever it was for today. For the next session, the time will be updated in the group when we will have a next session for the class, and along with the time and date, it will be soon updated. Okay, so thank you everyone, and hope this is good information which we have shared today with all you guys, right? And Zubair, so we can end today's session if we have finished the time. If some brothers have, sisters have question, we can take it up in the next class. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Brother Akram. Thank you for your valuable time. I hope everyone have benefited it from Brother Akram, and hopefully we'll learn more in the next class. So until then, we will share with you all the resources, and you can visit the YouTube link, so you can revise today's class. So if you have any questions, you can ping us or you can message us on the group. We will try to answer all of your questions. So hopefully we will meet you tomorrow, inshallah, for the next class, and we will update you the time. So until then, take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot for your precious time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
नहीं ये तुमने हमको अल्फाज बोले अभी तो तुमको अभी मालूम पड़ा क्या
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.